I said, Jared said he learnt a lot from the NRL special. Oh, mate, you just got to tighten that. Yep. Yeah. Do you know which way that goes? Yeah. Yep. Nice. Got it? Cody just made a mistake, so I'm just letting him know about it. You right there, champ?
All right, I'm good. Oh, that's loose. Okay. What are you saying?
I was saying last week, the NRL special. I don't know who listened. Sometimes views fluctuate on those special episodes because some people just go, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, we love it. But he said he learned a lot. So it felt good that someone got something out of it.
Yeah, Jared told me the same thing. Said it was good.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it also sometimes you get more viewers because you got a guest on.
Mm.
Sometimes Jack will be happy to hear that.
Yeah. The great Jack Walland put in a great shift last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Expect nothing less.
Mm.
Before we get into it today, we should probably address the elephant in the room.
What would you be talking about?
Like a social sport game of note. One that had been talked about for a while.
Social sport game of note.
Yeah. 12, I think it's Saturday around midday.
No. I don't. What would you be talking about?
Our Oztag game that we played.
Oh, that Oztag game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Because you were super confident going into that, weren't you?
The one where we verse each other on the weekend. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Our one on Saturday.
Yeah. Look, the list. Yeah, I'm not gonna back my side, back my team. Even if I thought we could have lost or won, I'm always gonna be confident. I just, can't help it.
So you admitting
I can't help it.
You did have a shadow of doubt going in?
No. I didn't matter what I thought because I just, I was going there to win or try and win at least. We didn't. Humble in defeat. Win was deserved. But yeah, the Frack attack, they did the business on us just quietly.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it in the recap, or are we going to just go the full pre-episode drill on this?
Oh, we can double down in the recap.
We can double down. Okay, well let's get to the recap then.
All right. All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 72 today. Joined always by my good friend and comrade, Alexander Russell. How are you today, mate? Can you believe we've done 72 episodes of this?
No, I can't.
I just kind of had a little moment there while I was talking. Have
Yeah.
we really done this 72 times?
I know, that is kind of astonishing. They say it takes 100 hours to get good at something, don't they?
Yeah.
Do you reckon we've hit
No,
100?
it's 1,000 hours.
Is it 1,000?
Yeah.
Fuck, we have to do 1,000 episodes to get good at this.
Would you consider the start to finish of the day as part of the hours?
No, I'd say the talking explicitly.
Surely the warming up at least.
Okay,
Surely
well, in
doing
that
the
case,
notes.
maybe we're at 150.
Put it 2 hours a week. Yeah, 150, 148 hours. Or soon to be 148 hours.
Oh, gosh.
144.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that means we've technically done our L's in podcasting.
What do you?
We have to do 120 hours of L's driving.
Oh,
Get
your
license.
learner's driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So we're on our P's.
No training wheels.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that's a fair assumption of where we're at.
Yeah, red P's are on. And we're going steady. No speeding fines yet.
No speeding fines yet.
No demerit points taken. Yet.
Not yet.
No.
If the fart sniffing gets out of hand, though, potentially,
Who knows?
potentially demerit points.
Yep, potential loss of license.
Yes.
Look, as discussed in recap, there was an Oztag game that took place after Cody so kindly jogged my memory. That took place on Saturday. I feel like that's the only note we have for the recap. That's the only note that probably needs to deservedly get talked about. Look, it was an absolute war of attrition, if you ask me. It was hot. I'm not making excuses for the loss. I won't make excuses. boys a bit out of practice, haven't played for a month and a bit maybe. The Frack attack coming off a couple of wins in their own comp. It wasn't our day. It wasn't our day, but I can assure you if there was a game 2, which there was plenty of chatter of, maybe a different story.
Yeah, I would say the game 2 chat was already happening before we shook hands after the full-time whistle.
Yeah.
It was like full whistle, like the whistle went, and then it was like, we should play another one, and then we started shaking hands.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
In that order.
And you know what? We're talking about we got to go over to the Inner West to play game 2, similar to an Origin style, criteria.
Well,
you go 1-1.
You guys have got to go to Perth now.
We got to go to Perth. We're going to get a 4.5 hour flight to play 1 hour game. Oztag game.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more expensive to get a ref over there this time, but
that is true. Well, I was thinking that if we just get the same guy, Schultz, we just pay him 10 instead of 5, $200.
He used to be a Super Rugby ref.
Really?
Yeah,
he was a good ref.
He's a great ref.
He really stayed out of the game.
Yeah,
didn't make it his.
No, he's a great ref. Great bloke. He used to be he is a teacher at my old school.
Yeah.
And then that's how we kind of know him because he used to do the cricket and whatnot.
Shout out to him. Great day, all in all. I'm not gonna go around. Absolutely sort of push.
I know you want to talk it up. I know you want to talk. Go on.
No, well, I'm not going to, man. I'm humble in victory, humble in defeat.
You should have heard him pre-show. There was nothing humble about what was going on. Go on. Just talk yourself up. One compliment to yourself. One fart sniff.
One fart sniff.
One fart sniff.
The most Frack attack thing about the performance, 5-0 in 5 minutes. And I just want to know where your head's at that point in the game. When you're 5-0 down 5 minutes in.
It was a real back to basics moment. It was just get back, complete the sets, A couple tries off a couple mistakes, it's tough. It's tough. But I feel we showed some good resilience, putting a bit of an effort to come back. But at that point, the game was wide open.
Well, we're a team of outside backs. I think that's probably fair to say.
It was a pacey side,
and it was a very wide field, which just suited us. And we were just throwing the seed and opening you guys up.
You also had, I don't know how many players you had, but it looked like you had 2 squads there. If I'm being perfectly honest, and it felt like it too because we had 1 sub, and it was probably about 26, 27 degrees, and it was hot. It was very hot.
2 squads.
There was a point where I came off, and obviously there was a small crowd there. And when I came off, they're kind of sitting where we were doing our subs. And I literally sat down and I was like, I'm going to throw up. I honestly thought at one point I was going to throw up. And I had to, but I was sweet. I didn't. Thank God.
Yeah, it was warm.
Yeah,
it was
warm.
Hot. We had 3 subs. The lads rallied for the game. You know who was really up for it?
Who?
Do you know who was I would argue the most up for it out of anyone in our team? Ryan Phillips.
Really?
Ryan Phillips was
he pumped
for it? Dude, he was messaging me like I was loving it as well, don't get me wrong. But he was messaging me the day before being like, dude, think we should play with think we should have an allocated dummy half. And I was like, man, I like it. Like it a lot. He
was pumped. Jared was also very pumped.
Oh, Jared was up for it.
The day before I was overly excited the day before. So I wasn't that nervous. Yeah. I wasn't too pumped up on game day. But the day before felt like I was having a small heart attack. I was getting that excited. It was like Christmas. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be. But that's because I just had a phone call with Jared, and we just shit talked to each other for about 12 minutes. And then I had to go to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was actually a great day.
I was also thinking about the game. Like there was a lot more personal battles from our side. Like everyone in our team had a personal battle with you.
Yes.
I reckon. Literally every single person was like, I want to beat Xander.
Yeah.
But on your team, like I don't know what the other boys are like, but I only knew like you, Nathan, and Ed in your team. Like I didn't know many of the boys. So I feel like it was less personal for everyone else in you and Nathan for sure. And Ed.
I shocked everyone was out to get me.
Yeah.
Act shocked.
Yeah, well, mate, you talk the most shit, so what do you expect?
Is what it is. Look, deservedly, I shouldn't be that shocked, but it was a great day. Also, the ground, mate, that was better than the oval we were supposed to play at.
Yeah,
it was. I'll describe to you. It was the lushest, greenest, smoothest grass I've ever seen.
Yeah, like we could have played no shoes.
Yeah.
We genuinely could have played
You
bare feet.
literally could have.
Yeah.
It was.
It was good. So shout out to the BP Army groundsman.
Yeah, it was. We did
must
a
be on
great
good
job.
coin, that guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's in great. His pockets are fat.
I really enjoyed the day though. Like it was a very like wholesome. Like
It was.
You know, we all shook hands. We all had beers after. It was awesome.
And do you know what? The after party, if you will, was quite an event as well.
Yeah.
It was a very lads day.
It was broy.
It was very broy, and you know what? I couldn't care less because it was actually an awesome afternoon. It felt like I was on holidays.
Yeah.
I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
I did not think about anything for about 12 hours.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
What did we do? Afterwards, we just kept having beers, watched footy,
Rolled back to Nathan's.
went in the pool, played cricket out on the Weldon Oval,
Yeah. I unfortunately had to. I didn't actually realize like
went to bowler.
how much fun the day was going to be.
Mm.
Like I was kind of like, oh, this will be, like I've got work. But when I was there, I was like, dude, this is actually like, this is a awesome day. And I was disappointed that I had to go to work in the end. So I missed out on the cricket, but
You did. We went to one of your favourite pubs as well. We went to the Hubble.
And you went to the bowler?
and got some JCs and had a couple of schooners.
are you kidding?
Yeah,
As soon as I heard that, I was like,
yeah.
damn it.
It was actually a great afternoon / night. So if it's going to be anything like that again, bring on game 2.
And honestly,
That's
I'd be
what I'm gonna
happy to do it over at
say.
Thing again.
Yeah,
Over at Rube Hudson.
Yeah, the
'Cause
vibes were high.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it'll be harder to get your crew out to our place as well. Do you reckon?
Possibly, but it is kind of harder to get to.
What?
In terms of like parking, etc. and stuff. I would argue.
Yeah, I guess so. It depends where you play.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's not as many good as many ovals and stuff out this way, is there, to play on?
Are you trying to G up a second home game already?
No.
But I like again. You have the pull of like let's roll back to Nathan's again, and we're all absolutely hypnotized by that now. So
It's
like,
it's a nice prospect.
it's a good part of the world,
Yeah.
Coco.
It's
a good part of the world.
It certainly is a good part of the world. It's unfortunate now because now that I'm living in Coleroy, I'm pretty sure I'm the most northern I live the most north out of any. Maybe Ryan as well. He's in Plateau, but no one wants to come up to Searoy. No one wants to go there.
No.
So I'm strictly traveling.
Yeah.
To go and meet up with people now.
Yeah. That's
No one wants a bar, mate. Searoy's a great place. I actually said we were going for an FSC the other day, going for a swim with the lads, and we usually do it Freshie, and
FSC Freshie Swim Club.
that's correct. Not much swimming really gets done. It's more of just it should be Freshie Dip Club because it's more of just going in. Anyway, went for that. I was like, why don't we do one at Coleroy, guys? And it was about 8 people yelled me down. Why the fuck would we want to go to Coleroy?
Yeah.
Stop trying to get everyone to come to Coleroy. Blah blah blah. I'm just a suggestion, guys.
Yeah.
Thought we were brainstorming.
Coleroy.
There are no bad ideas.
Coleroy, bottom 3 beaches on the northern beaches.
Oh, look, it's not the best, but it's got its qualities.
Yeah.
It's probably got the best ocean pool on the beaches though, or if not top 2 after Freshie.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, it's ocean pool. There's elite, but look, great weekend all in all. Nothing else really to note. Just been grinding away.
You have work on Sunday?
Yep. You know what I was ropeable? I missed out on Mardi Gras again. Missed out on Mardi Gras.
Were you working the week?
Yeah, just any kind of World Pride Mardi Gras festivities I've missed out on.
Well, it was Kane's birthday. As well.
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't even get to go to that either because I was working. But I seem last 2 years I've been like, I'm really keen to do something on Mardi Gras because it's literally like one of the best nights you can go out in Sydney.
Yeah, it's true.
If not, maybe the best.
Yeah.
I feel like some people would definitely be of that opinion. And I've missed out 2 times in a row. So devastating.
I missed out as well. I was away for the weekend. We kind of didn't recap last week. Obviously, did the NRL special, but I was away, so I didn't go either. But yeah, next year we'll pencil it in.
Yeah, I would really like to give Mardi Gras a good rip and tear one night.
Yeah. In the spirit of being an ally.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
I actually thank you for asking, Xander. I had a pretty good weekend.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel Sorry, legend. How was your weekend?
Yeah, my weekend was good. My weekend was good. Sunday, actually had the day off for the round 1 home game of the West
Oh,
Tigers.
that's right. Yes.
Look, I can see why you're so eager to move on from that because the game was an absolute poo slinger.
Oh, it was shocking. Well, I told Cody before we started that I actually turned the game off at halftime, or even just before halftime.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah, because it was not great. And then I also said to myself, while alone, out loud, I'm glad I didn't go all the way out to Leichhardt to watch this because I had a pending ticket, but I was like, I have work.
Yeah.
Can't really be bothered to head out.
Yeah. I wasn't shocked you weren't there for what it's worth. Again, I don't blame you. The best part of the afternoon
I wasn't offended.
When everyone came over before the game and I put the TV outside and we watched the Dolphins game out in the backyard and had beers.
Well, prees is always usually the best part of the
I know.
game, so.
I know. Then rolled into Leichhardt, played well, I won't get too into it because I would like to discuss this with you on the back page, but
Save it for the BP.
Played
unpolished.
Yeah, it was disappointing.
Yep.
It was disappointing.
There was a couple games like that over the weekend. Love and hate, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
You start us off.
I'll start off. Okay. So this is very niche. And, yes, act shocked. It's a car-related one as well, but I spend a lot of time in the car. Okay. But my car radio channels are really, the way they're set out is kind of perfectly in tune, and it's very pleasing.
Your love every week has become Astra related in some way or another.
Yeah, it is, because I just am thinking about something and I'm just like, actually, that's good. I like that, but that's in my car. I try not to do car related or traffic related ones, but I feel like they're kind of the first things that come to mind. However, this I'll have a different one next week, but let me just get this one away.
Sorry to shoot you. Continue.
No, it's all right. So the way my radio stations are set up in my car, from 1 to 6, they're all in the right, from lowest to highest.
Chronological order.
Yeah, and then the way they're set up in the dashboard, is it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the way down. 1 and 2 is FBI and Nova, and they're both 90 channels.
Yeah.
The next level, 3 is WSFM, which is 101.7.
Yep.
And then you've got Today FM, which is 104.1 as number 4. So they're both kind of the next two, both in order. And then number 5 is Triple M, 104.9. And then number 6 is Triple J, 105.7. But you got the two 90s, the next two are in order, and then the two bottom ones are also in order, and they're both two triples because it's Triple M, Triple J.
Nice.
So when you think about it like that, it actually brings me some kind of soothing thought.
Yeah.
It's very niche. It is a very niche one, but it actually calms me down. If I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's just some good organisation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy your brain gets a little tickle with the way your car
It actually
radio's set up.
does. It's actually kind of fucked. Like, I actually feel just like that actually gives me joy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to look for the small things, I guess.
Well, it's the little things.
But it actually makes me happy. You know?
Well, I'm happy for you, mate.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, that shouldn't make me as happy as it does, but hey, there you go.
Does.
It just does. Hate. This hate comes from being lazy, to be fair, but, I'm just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Why are trash chutes not a thing in Australian apartment buildings?
Were they ever a thing in Australia?
Look, I don't know. I feel like I've just seen them in movies and TV shows in America, but gosh, I would like one. I living in an apartment now, and look, I live on the top floor. It's not that high up. It's 3 stories.
It's high enough to not want to go down, though.
Yeah, and if I want to take the bin out and, you get home from work, blah, 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 and you just kind of can't be bothered to walk down and up the stairs again. And I really shouldn't. Like, it's pure laziness. But imagine just a little boop, trash chute, off you go. It would be sensational.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm all for it. I'll be writing to the strata management, see if they can do something about it, because it would be great.
I'm with you on this. I'll be completely honest. I would say I do enough around this house to complain about this one in particular. One thing I'm not good at is I hate taking the bins out from here, and it's only 20 meters to like our back gate.
Is that because you're scared of the dark or something?
Yeah, it is actually. I need to turn the lights on. I just can't be bothered. I will stack the bin as high as it can go before and I will only take it out like when I absolutely have to. Like if I can still fit something in there, I won't take it out. I'll wait for I know the boys don't listen to this podcast, so I can say it. I'll wait for the boys to take it out.
It's the ecosystem of the house. But you do the gardens.
Yeah, I do everything else. Yeah. So I guess the bin's the one thing I can just
let through the keeper.
Yeah.
I think it's not really the taking out, it's just the stairs. I'm just like, oh. Like last night, the bin just, and because it was a hot day, obviously it was a pretty hot day yesterday. Hottest day in 2 years, actually.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it was. So there was a full bin, and obviously being hot and all, it kind of had a little bit of a smell to it, perhaps. And I had to take it down, but this was at like 11:30 at night, and I was not too pleased with that.
Yeah,
that was not. And I just had a shower, etc.
Can you not like just tie the bin and then leave it at the door for when you go out in the morning?
No, that's worse.
Why is that worse?
That could make the whole hallway smell. I don't know. I don't think you can do that.
I would not.
I don't think that's kosher.
I would do
It's
that.
not kosher.
What about at your front door?
It's not. Yeah, that is where the hallway is. It's not kosher. I don't think you can do that.
No, inside your apartment.
Oh yeah, but what if it leaks?
Double bag it.
But again, it's just at that point you might as well just take it out. Yeah,
I wouldn't. Even still, I just work around it until the morning. I'd time my run.
This is one of the laziest conversations I reckon.
I think this is. I think this has got legs, dude. I feel like people are in the same boat here.
This is like people will be listening to this going, "Fuck, these two are so lazy." Like, what are they talking about right now? What are they on about? These two, honestly.
Do you know what I was jealous of though? In like American movies as well, they had the washing basket shoot from upstairs.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Dude.
I
always wanted one of those.
I went to a holiday house one time in Crowdy Head, and it had a laundry chute, and it was in the bathroom. So it was like you get changed, have a shower, whatever, whatever you do in the bathroom. And I'm just saying, could be there for multiple reasons. And then there was a chute, and it just went straight into like this already built. It was like a wooden crate almost.
Nice.
And it was awesome.
I like the idea as well. It's just like, sometimes when you're tidy, I think we were talking about it last week, like how the vodka bottle ended up in the glass cupboard. It's like, just get it out of my sight. It's like with the washing chute, but get it out of my sight. You know what I mean?
Out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
This is really dribbly as well, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Go on.
I was thinking about it the other day. When you're tidying up, all you're doing is moving things from one spot to another.
Yeah.
That's all tidying
That's
up
pretty
is.
much what it is. And the thought of it takes 2 seconds to do, but the thought of it, you imagine it taking about 3 hours.
Do you ever like ignore a task? Like I quite often ignore dusting. Like I don't like dusting things. Feels like a fucking effort.
Takes 2 seconds.
And then I do it and I'm like, that was bothering me for 2 weeks. And it took me, I reckon, 45 seconds to wipe that down. Do you do that as well, or are you pretty on top of it?
Nah, I'm not bad. I always forget to clean the shower. It just kind of it cleans itself, mate. The water goes in it every day.
I think I'm the only person in this house that notices the shower gets dirty as well. I'm gonna message Kane this week and be like, "Can you clean the shower, please?"
Yeah, I just it's one that evades me. I never think of it.
Yeah,
never have, and probably
I notice it
until someone really calls me out. I never will.
As soon as it starts getting dirty, I'm like, "This is bothering me."
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just don't.
Yeah.
What is your love and hate this week, K-Man?
My love this week is, it's a repaired relationship.
Okay.
Sunday.
Why did you two have a falling out? What happened?
Well, me and Sunday, going back from, I don't know, you pretty much don't exist until you're an adult, right? So when I was 18, obviously been working in a bar, working every Sunday.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Hospital
You're working every Sunday. Flirted with a cafe job for a while and then because I hated that job so much, I got really bad Sunday scaries
Yeah.
to the point where like Sunday was basically a null and void day because all I'd be thinking about was having to go to work the next day.
Okay.
Hated it. I've been like sprinkled with a few Sundays off over probably the last 6 months with work the next day, mind you, like with work the next morning. And I kind of realized that you just have to like double down on Sunday. Like you really just have to double down and pretend that there's nothing on tomorrow.
Commit.
Like send it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like send it on Sunday and just forget that Monday even exists until the morning.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time is you're just working it up in your head and Monday's never actually that bad.
No.
It's actually just worse in your head on Sunday.
It's just a slow day, Monday.
And I don't know if you know, but Sunday's like a whole free day.
Yeah, and
You can do whatever you want.
And it's more appropriate to start earlier on the Sunday
Yeah.
with the anticipation to finish earlier, which may or may not happen, but, the thought's there.
Yeah. Even if you wrap it up at 10 and you're a little dusty, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, look, the beers taste good at like 2 p.m. on a Sunday.
They sure do, especially when the footy's back.
How good is work again now the footy's back?
Yeah.
Do you get that as well?
No, because I don't have any TV. I work in weddings, mate.
I totally forgot about it, but I remember when the rugby league finished last year, not us constantly just touching on the back page. When the rugby league finished last year, I remember being like, fuck, work's going to be so bad for the next 6 months with no footy on. And then the footy was on the weekend, and you're like, God, this shift's going slow. And then you watch 2 games of footy, and it's 10:30, and you're like,
sweet.
I'm nearly done.
I'm finished.
So, mate, it's good stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, I was frothing on the Super Saturday, but we won't get into it. But alas.
My hate this week, boom gates.
What? Why?
Mate, it's like, honestly, I'm trying to get into like the CIA headquarters when I'm just trying to go into Bunnings.
What? Did you have a particular run-in with a set of boom gate that has that's really stirred up this hatred?
Yes, lately around here, there's been boom gates going in that weren't previously there.
Right.
The 2 places that they've gone in, Bunnings and Officeworks.
Why would they require a boom gate?
2 places that I can't imagine ever have that many people there at one particular time. I feel like those sort of shops are like, the times that people are there would be pretty like spread out. Maybe Saturday morning at Bunnings would be kind of busy. And like Sunday Arvo at Officeworks might be busy. Do you know what I mean? But for the most part, I can't see to the point where a boom gate is warranted. And the car parks at both these places are pretty big, particularly the Bunnings one. It's huge. But the Bunnings one is so bad and the gate they've put in is so slow that when there's cars trying to get out, sometimes there'll be a 6-car build-up blocking the traffic in the car park.
That's horrible.
To get out. It's horrific. It's horrific. The other day I went into Officeworks, right? This is what really set me off. I was going into Officeworks. I had to tap my card on the way in.
To get in?
To get in, I had to tap
How much was it?
my FPOS card.
How much was it?
For the first hour, it's free, but you still have to tap.
That doesn't seem right.
So it's like they've put in these boom gates, but they've put in the budget boom gates. They haven't even put in the ones with the camera.
With the sensor.
What are we talking about?
Do you have to tap it when you leave?
We're in the biggest Bunnings, probably in Sydney, I reckon. Maybe not in Sydney, but at least in the city. That Bunnings is huge. And they've put in the worst boom gate of all time. You should see how long it takes. You pull up to the boom gate, and you're there probably for close to 10 seconds, I reckon.
That sounds atrocious.
It's horrific.
Terrible. I really like when people have just obviously either driven through the boom gate or, it's broken by some other means and it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Bit of free parking. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. I reckon it's only a matter of time before someone in a,
massive 4B just goes straight through the thing.
In a 4B in a bad attitude just goes through that Bunnings one.
It's happened at Ringham Mall a few times, I think.
Also, who's spending more than like 2 hours at Bunnings?
I know. I could definitely get carried away at Officeworks, so I love going into Officeworks.
I was in Officeworks browsing for an hour the other day and it got away from me. But even still, an hour was like, all right.
Because at Officeworks, it's one of those places where you go for, I don't know, maybe you need a pen and paper, but you end up buying a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And then you end up looking around at all the other stuff they have. And you're like, oh, I didn't realize I had this there.
Yeah, you're like, I'll go and look at the chairs.
Trying on the ergonomic chairs. Go and play on all the iPads.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I love going in there. I can't help it.
Yeah,
I can't help it. I literally go in and I end up just walking around all the aisles and having a look.
This podcast is just becoming more and more like 2 9-year-olds in adult bodies.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. Oh, hey, it is what it is. Can't help it.
I think I've got like a secret skill.
Well, your one originally was Rubik's Cubes.
That wasn't secret, was it?
Well, you said it on the podcast, so it's not secret anymore, but
Yeah.
before that.
But yeah, I guess so. People didn't know. I suppose people don't know you can do a Rubik's Cube until you're in the same room as
And
a
you-
Rubik's Cube.
And that is true.
And you pick it up and do it. And you're like, it's kind of a flex picking it up, but like, I may as well do it if it's not done.
That's true.
And I feel like if you're going to a household with a Rubik's Cube that's incomplete, like you're kind of doing them a favor to like get it back to normal.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway,
What's your skill?
I have a secret. I've been stay with me here. I've been a watch wearer. Like I've worn a watch probably since I was like 11.
Okay.
10 or 11, I probably got my first watch. And then I wore one religiously every day. I slept with it on. I wore it in the shower. I wore it in the surf, which I got ridiculed for, but, you know, whatever. And last year around January or February, I left it at the beach. And as a result, I became not a watch wearer.
Watchless.
Watchless, even. Over the course of the last 12 months, I realized that I had a very, very good gauge on the time at all times, even without my watch on. Like, I could have not looked at the clock for a few hours and gone, I reckon it's about 2:45 right now. And time again, I'd look up and it'd be within like 10 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Anyway, I said this to Kate, and over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, every time we go, I wonder what the time is, I'll go, I reckon it's 3:15. And we'll go like that, and it's like 3:21. And we're like...
That's not bad.
And we've been starting to go,
I
I'm pretty good.
actually did a similar thing in front of a group of people the other day at work. We were about to start, and we're kind of getting ready. And someone was like, what time is it? And I said, 3, I think it was, I was like, 5:37. And someone looked, and they were like, it's 5:40. And everyone kind of went...
Nice.
Everyone kind of just... I got a full 8 people just head nod at me and just kind of impressed, slightly impressed.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yep, boom.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell. It's a vibe thing.
It is a vibe thing. I just think because I was constantly like glancing and I always would look at my watch, I would always know what time it was.
And like the sun, I guess you can kind of tell where the sun is. You can figure it out.
That's a stretch.
For you, maybe. Not for like a...
Look, I'm...
Not like a man of the outdoors like me.
Yeah. I was going to use this story and this thing as an opportunity for people to reach out. But I realised, in essence, that we were also just ripping that off Hamish and Andy. So I don't think we can do that.
Oh, because they have the
do
secret
it.
skills thing as well.
They do it.
I watched one of their videos on YouTube, and the secret skill was it was a hospo worker, and she said she could blindly pick out the right amount of knife and forks in one hand.
Oh,
to
that's
set
awesome.
a dinner party.
Yeah.
Or set a table, and she did it.
Really?
But I also think I can do that.
Like to the singular fork, or was it within 2?
No, it was like both knife and fork.
Is she like?
Right,
Was
the
she
right
going?
amount of pairs.
Was she going?
There was tubs in front of her, and she had to look up at them, and they went, "Okay, we need 15 knife and forks," and she would go. And I think she did it. She did.
That's
she did
pretty
it, and
cool.
she might have done it twice.
That's pretty cool.
Mm.
I reckon I've got a really good gauge on pouring like shots and stuff as well. I reckon most bartenders would say that though. Like you've got a pretty good gauge on how much 30 mils is.
Yeah. Wine, I can pour. I'm beast at pouring wine.
Oh, really?
There's like these little lines on the
yeah.
glasses. Don't need it, mate.
Really?
No.
I'm not good at wine.
Muscle memory, and I do I'm such a wanker, by the way, at work. Like I will fully do like
I do that.
one finger.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but like hand behind, like just hit it. Like don't need to do it. Like I don't need to. I do it because I like it, and I just
the full hospitality legend mode.
just such a dickhead.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, do I do it for a laugh? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And do I think it does it look good? Probably not. But
Yeah.
they're probably just like, who's this dick? But
yeah,
you know, it feels nice.
yeah,
Someone actually did compliment me on it one time.
yeah,
But no, you're really good at that.
yeah.
It's a great pouring
Yeah.
technique. But they were being genuine, and I kind of actually took some pride in that. Is what it is.
My big flex at work is the 2 beers at once on different taps.
Pouring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I once opened 2 cans. I just put 2 cans up and whoosh, and handed them. And this guy, and mind you, the people I was giving it to, I was working this event and it was for this big law firm or something. So these people obviously...
these are blue-collar civilians. Dealing with.
But these are probably quite accomplished people who probably have law degrees, etc. And probably on fat stacks.
Yeah.
Quite accomplished.
Yeah.
And this guy, I did that in front of him and his associate, put him on the bar, and he went, "Did you just open a can in each hand at the same time?" I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "That was quite impressive." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was. Thank you.
Imagine being that much of a big dog that you're so impressed by the common man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, nice. This guy,
You're
this guy gets it.
You're like, you know what, mate? I think I'd be a great asset to your company.
Yeah.
Could I have
Any
a job?
Any job.
You got any openings there, mate? By the way?
I would love to join the rat race. But yeah, so that was a weird moment. It was weird to think. Yeah, it was kind of like what do they call it? It's not a paradox, but it wasn't what I expected. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what to call it.
Yeah. Anyway,
look, I'm calling out my friends
It was a
to walk up to me and ask me the time at any given time.
yeah.
And I'll go close.
Okay, what time? Oh no, we got the laptop. You can
I haven't
see.
looked though.
Okay, what time is it?
Okay, let me think. I got to think about it for a sec. I'm not just gonna I don't just have it ready.
Oh well. How long do you have to think about this for?
Let me think. I reckon it's 12:15.
It's 12:12.
Thanks for coming. So look, people.
Admittedly, I think I saw you glance at the laptop.
Promise I didn't.
Huh? You promise? Put it on Luke Brooks' ACL, mate. Promise that.
Mate, that's not cool.
Nah, sorry. Actually, that's not right. That's
Don't
not right.
bring other people into this.
Don't bring Luke Brooks into this.
All right, onwards.
Yeah, that's more than swearing your life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was
Yeah.
like, I swear on my own life, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring an innocent bystander into this.
Fair enough. Something I saw during the week kind of got me, as I was people watching on the light rail, well documented on this podcast, activity that I like to partake in, obviously because uni's back, so the light rail is back also. I noticed that there was quite a few Mormons on the light rail. And you know how usually they on public transport and you kind of see them around in the white shirts and the ties and whatnot? And they got the Bible with them and like a clipboard? Did you ever notice them?
I don't know. I'm pretty oblivious, but sure.
Okay. Well, there was quite a few, I'm going to assume Mormons because it usually is. But I was thinking, because they were just kind of sitting in silence on the train and I was looking at them. But then I was thinking on the alternative, are they looking, well, they're obviously looking at everyone else, but are they going through their mind going, I reckon I can convert him, in the same way that you kind of run back an argument or you run back a scenario in your head when you're kind of thoughtless, public transport, shower, etc.
Yeah, you're like, what bad decision did I make 4 years ago?
Do you think like people like that would do a similar thing, but instead of that, they're going, I think I can convert them and making up scenarios in which they can, get someone to come to the side of God?
Like in the sense that like that guy over there looks emotionally unstable and unsure of himself. I think I could.
Yeah. Maybe they looking at you like, do you reckon when I get off this train, I'm going to go and chat to him about God, see if I can get him to join sides?
Do you think maybe like appearance would come into it at all?
No. I don't know. I feel like, what are they thinking about when they're on the bus? I don't know. It kind of is.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think all they think about is, I know not all they think about is God, but I feel like
I don't know,
you're in the zone in the street talking to people, maybe they just switched on and going, who am I going to get today?
Well, I think more in that sense, it would be like they would be thinking about, so them converting people to God. Is that like their thing? Is that what they do?
I don't know. They spread the good word of the Lord.
Sure. I would say that would be kind of like them thinking about like work.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? I think their idle mind Two, if they're, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I mean, like maybe their mind as it's unoccupied would also be thinking about the rugby league on the weekend.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. I just kind of it wigged me out.
Depends if they're in. Do you know what I'm saying though? Like if they're on the way to like work and they're strapped, book underarm, tie on. Perhaps in that context, yeah, they might be thinking about thinking about possible converts.
Maybe the same way that I'm thinking about who I can trade for Supercoach.
Yes,
they're thinking about who they can get onto Team Jesus. Yeah,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a bit dribbly, but it was just something that came into my mind during the week, and I had to air it.
Well, I'm glad we covered it. I think we unpacked it too.
Yeah, we unpacked it. It was just it didn't bug me. I just was very curious as to what happens in the mind of that person when it is idle.
Were you saying you had another encounter on the train this week?
I did. I actually did have. No, it was on the bus this morning. I had another person ask me where something was. For new listeners, we have an ongoing sort of. I've had a few friends come up to me lately, be like, "Hey, I've just started listening to the pod, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going back listening to old episodes. Yeah.
I'm starting to get the hang of the characters and the storyline or whatever." We have an ongoing storyline that Xander gets approached for directions a lot.
It honestly does happen an astounding amount of times, or asked to do things like buy kids drinks or buy them vapes or cigarettes. I don't, by the way, just disclaimer.
Yeah.
But
you're just an approachable young man.
But it happens all the time. It happens too much for it to not be sheer coincidence.
Yeah.
And the one this morning, it was one of the ones again where I had headphones on. And the bus was packed. There's people not with headphones on. I've literally been, staring off into the distance the whole bus ride. The person taps me on the shoulder and goes, "Is this the last stop for the bus?" And I'm, "What? Sorry? Headphones off. Sorry, what did you say?" "This is the last stop for the bus." Yeah, Win is the last stop. No worries. Headphones back on. Now, yeah, small encounter. Not really that annoying. Whatever. But I was thinking, surely not again. And they're proper headphones. I could see people with not headphones.
There's Sony noise cancelling.
Yeah, you could, a gunshot would go off behind you. You might not hear it.
Yeah.
I just thought, me again, really. And it happened 2 weeks. It happened 2 weeks ago.
I know.
I messaged you after it happened, but I forgot what the context was.
Yeah.
But it did happen. It's happened twice in the last 2 weeks now.
And I don't reckon I ever get approached.
Yeah.
I guess that, if we were to pick who looks more etch out of the two of us, I guess you'd have to go me, based on that.
Is that because you have a nose ring and a baby mullet?
I'm just saying because I don't get approached.
Right.
I'm probably the scarier out of the two of us. Again, that's not saying much.
You are pretty terrifying, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yes. I'm intimidated sitting on this couch next to you, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't understand.
It is interesting, though. I'm genuinely intrigued by this story, this narrative you got going.
It happens way too often. And
I genuinely, if you
I got abused one time for not buying a kid a vape. This 15-year-old, they're like, "Can you get me a vape?" And she looked like she was just in year 7, but I mean probably older. But she goes, "Can you get me a vape?" And I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
And I walked off and she's like, "You fucking dickhead." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
I was like, "You know what? Actually, I'm really sorry. Now that you've said that, I'm going to come back. I'm going to buy you one."
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
No worries. You know what? I'll pay. Don't even give me money for it. I'll pay for it. Yeah.
Bizarre.
It was bizarre. It's bizarre.
It's kind of under that, and I was, it's kind of under that. Well, we've talked about it before, the attitude of young high schoolers seems to have changed.
Yeah, it definitely has. It definitely has.
And you know what? I'm kind of glad that we were still scared when we were in year 7, because I could have been a real pest if I had the right to. Do you know? It seems like the kids year 7s have the right to be.
They get away with it.
They get away with it more.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't.
I've actually been spending a bit of time at my old school recently.
Yeah.
Which has been kind
with
of
a new
fun.
job. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going well. It's kind of funny because it makes you. Like, we're in class the other day, and all these kids just being absolute rat bags. And at the same time that I was kind of laughing at the kids because they were just being so stupid that it was kind of funny. And but then I was also laughing. I was also laughing because I forgot how awkward it is when a teacher gets annoyed in front of the whole class. And obviously kind of being a third party,
Neutral ground.
I'm neutral ground. So, but when you're a student, you kind of like a bit more whatever. But as the third party, I was kind of laughing at both. And when the teacher starts roasting a student, I actually had to pull my top over my face at one point because I started laughing. It was so funny.
Do you lean more to one party, do you think?
No, I'm just enjoying the show at times.
What were the kids doing?
Just rat bag stuff that you would do when you were in year 11 or year 10. And yeah, I was I was quite enjoying it. But one of the teachers I'm in the class with, he had me when I was in year 10.
Okay.
And I remember after one of the said class when the kids were being quite kind of bad, I was like to him, "Oh, I'll tell you what, seeing that makes me just remember how annoying that we must have been." And he goes, "Yeah, mate, like people tend to say that when they come back to school, like they go, oh my God, I can't believe that was definitely probably ours."
Yeah.
But it was definitely the year I had him. It was this not so strong math class, let's just say.
Strong at math? Or?
Not well. For some reason, we all got put in the next level up maths, but it was the bottom class of that. But
right,
no
okay.
one.
So you were like maybe not extension, but you were like.
It was before you did extension. So there was this mathematics and standard.
Yeah.
And it was the mathematics one, and we were in the bottom of that one.
Right.
And there was this one like mid-year exam, and I think one person in the class failed. And every time someone got their result back, the lower the score, the louder the clap you got from the class. And I've never seen someone so confused than that teacher in that day, because he was going, "What is going on?" I think someone might have got 9% or something. Yeah, and it was as if, it just.
Mate, it was a similar roar to like last goal wins.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. It was. I can't describe. It was very weird, but it was quite funny at the time.
Yeah, the teacher would have been like, "I've literally got degenerates.
Yeah,
I've got idiots.
I give up." I remember that same year in that same class, the teacher pretty much gave up teaching us science because it was clear no one in the class was going to do it the next year.
Yeah.
So she ended up just putting movies and stuff on for us for term 4.
Yeah.
Which was
smart. That's smart from her.
Yeah, it was eyes up.
And to be honest, you probably only need to turn the movie off if the head teacher walks past.
And they're all science related movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Science.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Alas. Something I was thinking about during the week. Getting your hair cut, because I'm thinking about getting my hair cut. A little trim, a little bit cleaner.
I was funny you say that. I was actually literally while you were telling that last story, I was like, "You're due for a haircut."
Yep, I am. What's funny is I can usually tell if I need a haircut by watching the pod.
Yeah,
because I saw a video, a very unflattering angle of me. I'm not sure, but my hair was very lush, and I was going, "Who is that? Who is that? That's not me."
Would you go shaved head again?
I've been thinking about it.
You should.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
It honestly wouldn't take much for me to tip over the edge. I was close to doing it myself the other day.
Just do it. I'm shocked that doesn't annoy you because your hair often falls in front of your face.
No, it doesn't annoy me too much.
And you got very thick hair.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it would be hot.
No, it's not too bad. I'm kind of used to it, but it's just, I don't know.
Shave it.
Oh, I want to. What if it doesn't grow back though? What if it just doesn't grow back? Someone actually said that to me the other day, and I kind of got head noise from it. Someone, it was actually at work because everyone at my work's a little bit younger than me, and I'm 24. And someone went, "Yeah, but you're kind of old. Like, what if it doesn't grow back?" And I was like, "Fuck." Oh. And they said it as banter, and I kind of laughed it off. I was like, "Oh, fuck off!" Like, yeah. But then I kind of thought about it later, and I was like, "What if they're right?"
Yeah.
So look. Who knows? But it would be fun. It would be a bit cheeky. But there's just like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. My in-between phase is notably worse than any other I've seen.
I feel like you're making it worse than it is.
No, namely called the tennis ball stage. just by the
Oh,
fuzzy,
microphone.
Yeah,
I forgot
microphone
about that.
tennis ball.
Yeah.
Just the fuzzy round appearance that it gives off. So look,
What about, would you ever go buzz cut eyebrow slit?
I don't think, like you said, I don't think I'm scary enough to pull that off.
I reckon it would suit you. If
Do you reckon if I do that, people will stop approaching me?
Yeah.
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 Mm.
I reckon it would suit you.
An eyebrow slit.
Yeah. Then
That's got to be a J up.
You'd have
That
to.
has genuinely got to be a J
I
up.
reckon it would suit you.
That is,
You'd have to move to the inner west butt, and you'd have to change your whole personality.
and I got a couple get a patch tattoo work as well.
Yeah, you would
Yeah,
have to.
true.
And like a couple earrings.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, could do that. Jeez, that would completely change the vibe. I'd have to change everything about myself.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You would.
That is we have discussed a rebrand on here before, but that would well and truly be a rebrand.
I'd love to see it, honestly.
A rebrand.
I'd love to see a more dynamic Xander.
Yeah, you're saying I'm a bit one-dimensional?
I'm saying you're a bit one-dimensional at times. You're too approachable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? This is funny. My mum and my sister always comment on how clean cut you always look. And I'm like,
Shot.
if you only knew. They're like, Xander always looks so clean. I'm like, yeah, but he's a rat bag.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yeah.
But no, I
And
think
because Jenna doesn't watch the pod, so I don't think she knows much about you.
Right.
So I'm like, I genuinely don't know how much of a scumbag this guy is.
I am easily the worst person that you will know. But thank you nonetheless. I'd take the compliment.
Yeah, even from my mum.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Compliment's a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What was I talking about? Yeah,
Sorry.
that's right. Haircut. How unlike us to get sidetracked. Getting a haircut, as much as the barbershop environment is great, you know, it's a bit fun, whatever. It can kind of determine which barber you go to. But I personally, I enjoy at times the barber chat, but I find it very awkward and very kind of not natural.
Yeah.
And also when I'm getting my hair cut, I kind of find it hard to focus on the conversation and like, where should I be looking? Like, I find it awkward because you're looking in a mirror the whole time.
Yeah.
And I don't really like taking photos of myself and whatnot. So if I have to look at myself in a mirror, it kind of wigs me out after too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of throws me. And I would like, I know the mirror is more for the barber as well, but I would like there to be, you know, in Uber, how there's a silent option?
I actually didn't know this.
In Uber, there is a silent option. Or you can put it in the note that you don't want to speak in the Uber. You're doing whatever you don't, because people find it awkward.
Yeah.
If you could pay like $3 extra or something for a silent option, or even for there to go like a thing to go up, I would pay it.
Yeah?
I would pay 100%. I'd pay for that $3, $5.
Does your barber try and talk to you?
No, and I like the conversation. I've got no ill feelings towards whatever barber I go to. It's not that. It's more me personally. I would rather just sit in silence because I don't know.
I kind of get the same. I feel a bit sometimes a bit like if you don't like it's almost like you need to acknowledge the silence for it to not be awkward.
Yeah.
It's like prior to this acknowledge this is going to be silent.
Yeah, because you kind of talking and then it goes quiet for like 5 minutes and then you start talking again. And then your conversations, I don't know, depending on how well or how often you go, varies on, what you talk about, etc.
Yeah, well, I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago on the pod, I think. Like, I changed barbers. Did I talk about this on the pod?
Maybe, but I forgot.
I think I did. Changed barbers, didn't like the old one. New one was cheaper, good haircut.
Was that the female barber?
No, I changed from her.
Oh, okay.
Because she used to go rogue.
Okay.
She used to cut it too short.
Yeah.
So I changed barbers, went to this one in Erskineville. Had this nice, rather large Lebanese man cut my hair. And I didn't really know the vibe going in. It was pretty quiet. It was like 3:30 on a Friday arvo, so probably just before the rush. He might have just clocked on, for all I know. And I'm not criticizing this man by any means. He did a great job with my hair. I tried to start convo a couple times. Like, just
he didn't want it.
I was like, oh, like, busy day, mate? How's your day been? Sort of thing. Classic. Just trying to get things moving. Clutching at straws here. Oh, yeah, mate, just sort of clocked on. Not too bad.
Funnily enough, eerily similar to a lot of Uber conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this was last or there must have been 2 weeks ago. So before the trial games was about
Yeah.
to start, I was like, "Oh, you watch the footy, mate?" Like,
Hmm.
looking for it was on the TV above us. I was like, "You watch the footy, mate?" He's like, "Ah, no, not really." Cool. I'll leave it there then.
No. Sweet.
Yeah.
All good. No worries.
Yeah, literally, I just left it there. I was like, "Okay, I guess we'll do this in silence."
I don't know. I just that sounds kind of ideal to me. And just go, thanks, mate. Handshake at the end. Off we go.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't mind. I was
It's a
kind of
bit-
just,
it's a
he
bit-
set the tone though. You know what I mean? I was like, cool. Yeah, all right, we'll do this in silence. I don't mind.
It's a bit bot behavior by me to want to get a haircut in silence. But, you know, it is what it is,
Yeah,
okay?
It's yeah.
You know? I just like the quietness.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't as much as I like to talk to people, you know.
Well, you're not impartial to a bit of bot behaviour after your performance on Saturday.
Oh, that's an absolute. That's a sledge. That's a sledge. What was? I got a really and I'll move on from the topic, but I got a very backhanded compliment at the game on Saturday. I think it was Tully went, Zanny, you're actually like better than I thought you would be.
I got that as well, dude.
But at least in a winning team, you're like, okay, I'll happily cop that. On the losing side of things, it is definitely one of the more backhanded compliments I've received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been told, and it was from Tully as well. Initially from Jody, then Tully. Ed said it to me on the weekend as well. Cody, you were way better than I thought you were going to be. And I was like, I guess my personality sets the bar low.
Yeah, well, it does. But, you know, it's good that you prove some people wrong. That was an absolute dig.
Yeah.
That was an absolute dig.
Yeah, that took me.
That was an
that took
absolute
me a
dig.
second.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how your personality giving the vibe that you're bad at sport is a dig.
Well, you
Because
looked I knew it would rattle you, and I think I rattled you a little bit.
Well, it's obviously true. Because I've been told by like 4 different people. 3. 3 of memory.
Yeah. You know, maybe it's because we're not traditionally, you and I, maybe we're not traditionally athletic in appearance.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know. But I got a vertical leap of 2 meters.
And I am the human reincarnation of a rat, so... Which is public knowledge, but...
Which is public knowledge.
Anyway.
I can actually jump over fences. That's how high I can jump. People can't, yeah. We were talking about secret skills before.
Yeah.
I'm that, yeah, it's undercover athleticism.
Do you genuinely reckon you have a good vert?
No, I'm just talking shit. I was just straight up lying.
Yeah, no,
No.
I just wanted to see what you thought.
Yeah, my vet. Yeah, mate. Yeah,
14 centimetres.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good, wasn't it?
I don't know what a good vert is.
Do you even have a vertical? Do you? I've actually never seen you jump. I can actually say that for a fact. I've never seen you jump over something or jump in general.
What about when you used to play basketball? You would have seen me jump.
I didn't see you jump. I didn't see you jump.
I was hitting threes over the top of you, so you must have seen something.
Yeah, there we go. Look, all I'm going to say is, I'm going to say on the record, I've never seen you jump over anything. I've seen you hop. I've seen you skip. Never seen you jump.
I'm actually, this is a weird flex. I'm good at like climbing fences and shit. I'm good at jumping over stuff.
Right.
Yeah, even though I'm short.
Okay.
I'd back myself.
I feel like that's kind
You know
of
how you
like
can do like that?
I feel like that's kind of like a method of survival in that. You know, you got to develop a skill.
Well,
to
you know.
some set.
As we were discussing human reincarnation of the rat, you know,
Yeah.
you got to find your way around.
That's true. That is true.
So-
That is true. Have you developed a very keen... You've become quite a good cook as well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How's that?
With the rat, like Remy from
Oh,
Ratatouille.
of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Multifaceted rat.
Yeah.
You and Remy are one and the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just better at climbing fences than he is, I guess.
And Oztag.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Shall we move on?
We can if we want to. Wow. How dribbly was that? Okay.
Are we done with notes?
Oh, I kind of wanted to talk about the dome building in Las Vegas.
Yeah, go on.
I saw this.
Can you put your mic higher? Thank you.
Sure. I saw this, you know, on the web, on the World Wide Web. The dome building being built in Las Vegas. This thing blew my mind. Okay. Did you get rid of my tabs?
I closed it. I thought you were done.
I cannot believe you've done that.
You were researching.
No, I said I'm going to keep this one on here.
You didn't vocalize that. That was in your head.
Okay. Cody. Hey, here we go. I'll look it up. Oh, Hold on. MSG. No. Sphere. The MSG sphere. Okay.
The MSG sphere, Xander already clarified, not a large building that produces the tasty ingredient in Asian food.
Yep. No.
What goes on here?
It is not.
Alexander?
It is not. No, it's just like an entertainment court, like an entertainment, thing where there'll be music and whatnot. It's a 17,500 seat auditorium, but it is bigger than the Statue of Liberty. But it's a dome. It's like a really big dome.
That's a weird. Is the Statue of Liberty like? Maybe this is a dumb question, and like, sure, it's big, but I didn't realize it was like a unit of large measurement. Is the Statue of Liberty like that big?
It's pretty tall. It's pretty tall.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's people come around the world to visit it.
No, I'm not questioning like the status of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, okay.
I've just never heard it described in like a unit of measurement before.
Well, okay.
Is that a fair statement?
That is okay. I understand what you're saying now, but this is massive, and I just think the building itself looks unreal, and it has LED. So the plan for it is, so it's a dome, and obviously it's going to hold concerts, etc., and entertainment, blah blah blah. It's in Las Vegas. The building looks super futuristic, and round the outside of it is going to have all these light panels. So it's essentially going to be this dome of light that's going to be in Las Vegas, and it's just going to have like, I don't know, I'm assuming they're going to put graphics and different light shows and stuff on the outside of it.
What does MSG stand for?
That is a hotel chain.
Right.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden Company.
Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same
okay.
one,
I
same
thought
one.
I was like, surely
No.
not, but yeah. Okay.
But I just think this building is insane. It absolutely blew my mind. When we did a bit of maths before, the glass paneling on around the building is over 1 million,
Kilograms.
1.2 kilo. Just the glass alone over 1.2 million kilos, which
Whatever
is a lot.
that means.
Which is a lot.
I know it's a lot, but like you could say a stadium's over 1 million kilograms, surely.
No, definitely, but that's not including like the structure. That's the glass. That's the glass alone.
Look.
The
angle you came in with this,
I'm not
I
an
didn't
expert,
realize
that's
you were
heavy.
like celebrating this as much as you are now.
I just think it's very cool.
It looks cool. It looks kind of my first thought was like it looks very dystopic.
Yes.
Like it looks very like futuristic and like it reminds me of the big in WALL-E when they all the fat people go into the entertainment dome.
Yeah.
That was kind of the vibe I got from it.
Yeah.
And it's got all
a
these
little bit.
dude, all these like drone shots are incredibly ominous.
Look, it looks like the Death Star, but on Earth, like a really small one.
Yeah.
And look, they're testing the panels at the top, and that's just the top. I don't play the video because it'll take ages to load, but that's the concept for it. If you look here on the laptop, Cody, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Which is
The
insane.
future scares me.
Like, look at that. That's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Are you
hey?
kidding? Talk about that is super. That is a super modern building. That's like all those. That it reminds me of so much of, those. When you see the like Abu Dhabi and stuff when they have those plans to build those mega cities and the one how they have the plan to build that mile long by 10 kilometer mile by 10 mile city and it's all connected by bridges and it's reflective and whatnot.
Yeah.
And apparently they're trying to make a city in the middle of the desert. Anyway, they've got all these hectic plans, but this is like the kind of thing they would plan. And when you see that and you're kind of like, okay, is that really going to happen? Or is it just kind of an idea? But this is actually real. And it's going to open this year.
U2 is set to launch it.
Yeah. So, get over there. That's in September. So not overly far away. It's 6 months away.
That is soon.
But yeah, I don't know. Check it out. If you're listening to this, MSG Sphere, Las Vegas.
I'm sure it'll start popping up now.
Yeah, definitely. But it actually looks so cool, I think, as a building.
Dude, whenever my computer restarts, the browser resets from Google to Yahoo. Do you know how annoying that is?
Look, I was going to say something new about it before, but I just was willing to overlook it.
No, and people listening are going to be like, dude, just change your settings. I change the settings. I delete all the other browsers and put it just to Google and put set as default as the Google one.
Do you do it in your in your settings and features and programs on the laptop itself, like uninstall it.
Uninstall what?
You can uninstall you can uninstall like web browsers and stuff on there.
Okay, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
I always just do it on the actual browser.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. Okay, NRL back page. Here we go. The Dolphins versus the Roosters. Played at Suncorp. I don't think it was sold out.
Geez, it got a good crowd though.
It did get a good crowd, considering everyone thought they had the kind of common discussion when talking about the Dolphins is like, who's actually going to support them? Look, I think they won over a few fans. That's all I'm going to say. That was quite a good game.
Yeah.
They were 12-6 down and ended up winning 28-18. Albeit the Roosters didn't have their best game. But, I mean, they didn't have their best game because the Dolphins did play quite well. The Storm forwards that came up from the Storm to the Dolphins, absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
And the players all did their parts. Jeremy Marshall-King had a great game. Kafusi really showed why he is the guy.
Yeah.
Why he's such a good player.
Kafusi's an interesting one. I was talking to the boys about this the other day. He's kind of like his whole career. Again, I'm not playing him down at all. He's played Origin the whole time and he's been in the Melbourne Storm system. But he's kind of like flown under the radar with how legitimate he actually is.
And he scores meat pies too.
I think, yeah, for sure. And that game on the weekend was kind of like, oh no, this guy's like, he's top tier.
I think because he's not in the Storm anymore, or he's not playing for Queensland, where you've obviously got some absolute stars around you. But some of the hits that he was putting on, the one on Butcher and the one on Brandon Smith of note, they were the two biggest. You heard Brandon Smith audibly wince when he got hit, like, oh.
Yeah.
And I don't think that would be easy to do. But he absolutely nailed him.
Yeah.
That was one of the best shots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was up there with any Matai Tafua hit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah. Well, he's got the job of protecting Katoa, right?
Yeah.
Like Wayne would just be like, dude, protect him. And he did it.
Yeah, that was an awesome game to watch.
You wouldn't want to run at Katoa if you're scared of Felusi. What's his name? Felice Kafusi nailing you from the inside shoulder.
Oh, he wrecked him. He absolutely wrecked him. It was, it was just a really good game to watch, and I enjoyed how hyped everyone's now getting for them,
and just the narrative, like good to see, like that, like off the bat now, everyone's second favorite team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I also, there was something else I liked about the game.
The hammer was good. All the backs were good. Katoa was good.
Oh,
Sullivan just directed them around the park.
What I was gonna say is after watching that game, I then pretty much realised within the first 10 minutes, like this team is not even could finish above the bottom four very easily.
Yeah.
I know it's been one game, and on the counterpart, people are going to go, oh, well, don't jump on, a team that won just because it's round one. But I'm telling you, Wayne Bennett is the coach, and they've started the season like that. There's some teams who are obviously like the Roosters, who they versed, who on paper, even without, one or two of their key players, are, you'd say, okay, they're going to win this game, no problems.
Top four side.
Didn't start well. If you're starting like that, that's a great way to start the season.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think the bottom, they could crawl out of the bottom four.
Yeah.
I think they could do a lot better than what we anticipated, but they're definitely not getting the spoon. So that was a great game.
Well, you don't need to win many games to avoid the spoon, right?
I think they're not going to be bottom two.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying you don't need to win many, and they've already won one.
Yes.
Dude, they looked really good, and of course, we all just wrote them off because they're the new team, but
their team,
they're being coached by the greatest coach of all time,
and they've got arguably one of the better forward packs going around as well.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
Good to see.
It then made me think about the Dragons briefly, to which I think they were lucky to get the win against the bye.
I'm tipping them this week.
I wouldn't. They're currently 9th on the ladder, and I reckon that's the highest they'll be all year, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't think they're going to get above 9th. I think that's probably as good as it's going to get.
Dude, they're at home to the Titans. I'm tipping them. I'm tipping the Dragons.
Shan't.
They're going to shock everyone this round, and then after that, it's going to be strictly downhill.
Shan't. And like I hope that I eat my words, but I'm not hopeful. The Panthers round 1 loss to the Broncos. Broncos probably played as good as they could have wanted to.
Yeah, Broncos
Panthers
were awesome.
probably didn't play as well as they wanted to.
No.
It was then followed by quite the exchange at full time.
Yes, Jerome Luai and Jamin.
Mm.
Jamin Salmon.
Yeah.
Look, cameras caught a bit of a moment, merely seconds after the completion of the game, and they'd obviously
spat.
Shock loss
At home.
And Jerome Luai and Jamin Salmon were having a bit of like a heated exchange, but the media's playing it up. I'm not reading into it too much.
No.
That happens, at park level.
Yeah.
That would happen in Xander and my team.
That happens all the time.
I spray my own teammates in Oztag on Tuesday night, so it's not a big deal.
I just think, mate, the way people don't want there to be any competitive spirit out there.
Yeah.
Are you serious? It's one of the, such a prime example of tall poppy syndrome. Like, for Luai and the Panthers, if you were a bottom, if that was Jackson Hastings doing that last year in the Tigers team, everyone would be going, look at that, mate, he's ripping in, what an effort.
Yeah.
Jared Hargraves did it to Sam Walker last year and Victor Radley in a game, and they went, oh, look at that, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Jerome Luai does it, but because he's on the bad side of the NRL script writers, he's getting the point end of the stick.
Yeah.
It is what the media want to make it.
I think it's kind of split. I think it's like the media are making it out to be bad, and then like everyone else is kind of like, oh, well, it's kind of just part of the game.
It is part of and on an extension of that, it happens in all sports. You see it happen all the time. Ultra competitive sports, men and women, getting into it happens.
Yeah.
You look at The Last Dance. Sounds like Michael Jordan might have had a few blow-ups in his time as a player.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's what winners do, mate. They're competitive, and that's Luai's a winner.
Yeah, well, I was going to say,
one of the best players in the comp.
Yeah, it's just, mate. They have high standards, and you having high standards for your teammates should not be criticized.
No,
it's just part of the game.
And Salmon.
Yep.
To be honest, I'm always confused why he's coming off the bench. I'm not really sure what he's adding to that team.
What position is he? Half?
I don't know. I have no idea what position he is.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he does on the field.
Just to touch base on our chat last week, though, I think what we're seeing at Penrith is an adjustment period to losing two very big, influential players to that side. I thought Sonny Luke off the bench was awesome.
Yep.
Like I was saying last week, Mitch Kenny is kind of that defensive hooker who will, take the sting out of the game. But I think Sonny Luke is going to be the guy that sort of
opens it up,
brings that sort of, attacking, sort of crafty play like around the ruck. He'll keep the defense like on their toes a little bit more than I think Mitch Kenny can. So it'd be interesting to see how they go throughout the season. I don't know how they split their minutes on the weekend, but
bunch of super coach traps.
Yeah, both of them. Both of them.
On the note of hookers, we were talking about it pre-episode, but the Cowboys and the Raiders had an 19-18 game. Cowboys were up 18-0 at one point. Act shocked when we tell you our heavily discussed, heavily endorsed Tom Starling of the Raiders comes on, and look at that, the Raiders automatically score 3 tries and almost win the game.
Yeah.
Like, how this bloke is not in another team playing 80 minutes or even playing 80 minutes for his own team astounds me.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I was just saying to Z before the pod, I get that certain players aren't 80-minute players, but I'm like, why not? Why not? Like, Tom Starling is a nimble, like, still relatively young. I think he's like 25 or 26. Athletic. He's an athlete, dude. Why is he not playing 80 minutes? I don't get it.
I do not understand.
And I get the tactic of like, you want your fast, nippy player coming on 20 minutes in, running it tired forwards, but
I don't understand. But he doesn't.
Not when you're 18-0 down.
Yeah, I just I don't get it. I don't understand. And every time he comes on, he changes the dynamic of the game, and they look immediately better.
He's like, and I feel like the Raiders' attack, it's not like Penrith's attack. Even without Appy, you could be like, well, you got Nathan and Jerome on either side who are absolutely firing at all times. Like Jamal sort of directs the team around, and Jack White's running 6. They need that. They need that extra sort of like craftiness around the ruck. The Raiders are not Penrith.
No. And
we were saying a similar thing about the Tigers as well. Like, they need Tom Starling on that field. I don't know what it'll be. Look,
well, on that note, I was going to skip over to the Tigers game and say that about Appy.
Yeah.
Because the Tigers game, like we said, not the best viewing game of all time, but first round of the year, Leichhardt Oval, stadium's pumping, got to start off the year with a win. Captain hooker, star signing, Appy Coruscant, coming off the bench after about 30 minutes. What's doing? Nathan Rolly Bates of Origin Special fame said, at the Panthers you can get away with that because you're the Panthers, but you're the Tigers. You're not that team yet. You can't afford to not have him on the field, which I thought was 100% true.
Yep, I wholeheartedly agree. I was saying to Z, like, the way the Tigers are coming into this season is that, the yarn that's being spun at the club is that we're building towards this season. We're not sort of like, I don't know. The yarn is like, we're playing for longevity here. We're not playing for instant results. But I still think round one, new chapter for the Tigers, right? Like, new coach, new like, biggest roster overturn we've had in the club's history.
Yeah.
And, we come out and play like that. It's disappointing. Having Appy off the field didn't help.
No.
However, I will say one thing that kind of no one's really talking about from the game, or the Tigers spent like 80% of the game in the attacking half. So it's not like we played poorly like across the board. We totally won the middle. We won the ruck. The forwards were awesome. It was just like, and again, it comes down to execution. The Titans spent 2 attacking sets on our line and scored 2 tries. So it's like, it's not all bad for the Tigers. At least it's not like watching them last year, where you're watching them and they're rolling over 20 minutes into the game and you're going, this is actually quite sad.
This is tough.
Like the Tigers, they were, I'm not going to say like they were good. They were still solid, but their execution was terrible.
That's why I kind of was stopped watching. I was like, this is kind of getting...
Just kept dropping the ball.
Yeah, it's kind of getting a bit hard to watch when they kept getting to last on the line and doing nothing. So, look, there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Alternatively, a much anticipated team, well, not alternatively, but in this kind of actually in the same category, the Bulldogs, they got rolled by Manly, and it didn't. At least the Tigers had some positives. There wasn't many positives from the Bulldogs game.
No.
And that first half in particular, they did score their only try of the match, but it wasn't great.
I think the introduction of a new hooker to any side, and the 3 sides we've just discussed, Penrith, Tigers, Bulldogs, the player that touches the ball the most, the player that has the biggest influence on the game, I think naturally the changeover of those sides is going to take time. Yeah. And the Bulldogs look clunky, the Tigers look clunky. The Roosters as well. The Roosters as well, exactly. Perfect example. So, again, all these teams were disappointing. All 3 of those sides were disappointing. All 4. I just think, give it time.
We did hear a lot of this is the year of the bird chants going on already. You just
Manly fans are the worst.
Just irritable.
Xander and I were in a room of, what'd you say, 12? 12 out of 18 Manly fans?
At least, maybe more. 14 out of 14. I think 14. Me, you, Jacob Blab were the only non-Manly fan. And Ryan Phillips. So, 13.
Yeah. You're the bird. Sure. Whatever. We'll see.
One game.
We'll see.
One game.
Good to see Tommy fit, though.
Yeah, good to see him fit.
Look, I'm honestly, if Tommy's fit and Manly are in the top 4, I'm kind of like, at least he's fit.
If Tommy's fit, then they're definitely playing finals footy.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm interested to see when Schuster slots back into that team, what it will look like.
I think it'll only make them better.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see
Me too.
his develop because he had a bit of an off year last year.
Me too.
There's been a lot of chatter about his preseason work, so I'm keen to see what he does because when he first started playing, he was electric. Anyhow, let's move on from some
Anywho.
footy. Cricket, India tour. It's 2-1 right now. Fourth test, final test to be played
Tomorrow?
I think it's the day
it's
after.
Tuesday, Thursday.
So yeah, played on Thursday. The games, although they have been entertaining games, none of the games have gone past day 3, and many of them finishing in the first session of day 3. You know, if that I'm not complaining about the pitches and that's the reason why we lost because there's been times Australia definitely had an opportunity to play well and they didn't come through with the goodies. They just didn't play well. But I will say, if any other team in the world put together a series of test matches in where all 3 games finished within 3 days, I feel like the ICC would look into them and maybe they would receive some kind of warning.
Yeah.
There's been no chatter of that. And then a lot of the Indian fans would go, oh, you're just having a wow. Mate, we're probably going to lose this series. Whatever. Is what it is. You win, you came over here. But that's because although Australian pitches do have quality to them, they're also designed to have a contest if you're willing to play. But, mate, even the Indian batters are struggling on them. That's how you know they're cooked.
Yeah.
They're absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
The ball, I've never seen some of the balls turn that much in my life.
Was that you, or it might have been my coworker Jack saying Nathan Lyon was getting Shane Warne turn on that pitch on day 1?
Yeah, it was cooked.
Yeah.
Like Matthew Kuhneman, no disrespect, great. He's doing a job right now over there as the third spinner. Act shocked. Australia picked a third spinner, like I said, and they've started looking like they're going to win the match. Anyway, that's by the by. But I mean, if he's playing anywhere else in the world, would he take a fifer? Probably not. But on those pitches, you're looking good as a spinner, like looking awesome. So, yeah, I think there's a bit of a discussion to be had about it, about the quality of pitch, because I think it also kind of sucks because I'm watching the game because I want to see the best test matches are test matches that go for 5 days and are competitive. But it kind of sucks when they just teams bat 2 sessions, change over.
Yeah.
It just kind of it takes the kind of
the arm wrestle, contest.
It takes the contest out of it. So I want to see, and I don't think it's going to happen in this 4th one. But that's why I'm so keen for the Ashes this year because I think it's going to be an absolute contest the whole time, much anticipated. So I'm keen for that. One more thing on cricket. Last week, there was a very good test match. Went for the whole 5 days.
I actually watched this.
And was decided by 1 run. New Zealand won. They took the final wicket and England needed 1 run to win. Or to draw.
Yeah.
2 runs to win. So...
It was good to watch. Who's the guy? They've all got the same name. It's like, not Wokes, the other guy.
And Stokes?
No,
Anderson?
There's another guy with an Oakes name. Or was it Wokes?
For who?
For England. There's 3 of them.
Who did what?
Who got out? He was like the last good batsman that got out.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know his name? What's his name,
Wokes.
bro?
Ben Wokes.
Isn't there another one?
No. Anyway.
When he got out, I was like, oh my God. Like, they could lose this.
Yeah.
They could actually lose this. And he was dumb. He tried to play a big shot and he got caught in the boundary. And I was like, mate.
But that is this new style that England playing with is just pure arrogance. So it actually backfired on them this time.
Yeah.
Thinking that.
What day did that finish? There it
Day
is.
5.
Finish on the final what day of the week? I was trying to.
Oh.
Just trying to find this guy's name.
But.
Folks.
Ben Folks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was him. Second. Where am I? Second innings.
But that's the thing, like, England made
he got out for
400 and
35.
something, and they were just like, that'll be enough.
Yeah.
Mate, Australia and India, even New Zealand to an extent, would never dream of doing that. If you're batting first innings and you're like, unless you would only retire, you'd only declare on like 430 runs if it was a very slow pitch and it took a day and a half to get there. Like, if you're going at that pace and you've got wickets in the shed, declare when you're on 550.
Yeah.
Put them to the sword. That is just
then make them follow on.
yeah, that is just like common. That's just you just do that.
Yeah.
That's everyone knows to do that.
Yeah.
I know they're going a bit radical, a bit unorthodox with how they're doing things right now, but some things are you kind of do some things for a reason, and that is one of those reasons. Like 550 is almost taking the game away from the other team.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I just thought it was a bit strange. I thought it was kind of unnecessary, especially since they'd already won the first game.
Yeah.
So if they drew that game, there's the series is still open for them.
Yeah.
If anything, they've got a bigger advantage.
Yeah.
But you learn from your mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
Speaking of big losses, Man United had their biggest recorded loss in Premier League history.
Yeah. What happened here? What happened? Because United have been looking good lately.
You know
right?
what though? I think they've still kind of got it. Like as much as they are playing well, and they're looking like they could be a top team, they still got a little bit to go. And also, I think they've been playing a lot of fixtures. They've been playing a game every 2.5, 3 days.
Yeah.
With majority of the same squad players. The squad's not super deep. I just think it was one of those games that they're probably a bit worn down mentally. And, they went down by 2 or 3. The whole mentality went out the window and they just got rolled.
Yeah.
But, that only happens if the other team plays well. Liverpool have been looking a bit better recently. Diogo Jota also coming back off the bench. So they're kind of picking up a bit, Liverpool. So you can definitely never count that team out because they have some amazing players.
Yeah.
I actually got up to watch that game, and I got up at 5 instead of 3 because I wanted a bit of extra sleep. And then I kind of just had a feel. I don't know why, but I had a feeling. I was like, I know I shouldn't, but should I just check the score to know if this game is worth watching? Because I do feel quite tired and I would like another 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
It was 4-0.
Yeah.
I went, no, thank you. I just went back to bed.
Yeah. Good call.
That's
worth checking. Because if it's 1-0 or 0-0, you're like, oh, well, I'll watch it now.
Like if the game was on at 6 a.m, I wouldn't have checked. But if it's that early in the morning, I'm like, okay, do I want to... I could sleep for another 2 hours here, But because I've got up before at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. to watch a game, and they're versing Watford, and it's been like 0-0, or they lose 1-0 to Aston Villa or something. And you're just going, why the fuck did I wake up to watch that?
Yeah.
Why did I get up to watch that? I could have, just been disappointed with a full 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Instead of 5, you know? And then knowing that I had to watch that whole game.
Yeah, no, it was tough.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, Prem heating up again, taking a couple twists and turns. I think United have pretty much solidified or are looking to solidify third spot. I think they got drawn into the title race, but they don't think they're part of it at all.
I think Arsenal are 5 clear of City.
With a game. Well, no, City have a game in hand.
No, I think they're even now. When I looked the other day, they both had played the same amount of games. And Arsenal were 5 clear.
But yeah, some tasty weeks to come ahead in the Prem, so prepare yourself. That's all I'll say. NBA also starting to heat up, getting to the back third of the season. I think in the West, you've got 5 teams competing for 2 spots in the playoffs. So that could get very tasty indeed. And there's some beast players in those teams.
Nice.
Who will not want to drop down. So stay tuned. But yeah, that's it. We're kind of getting to an hour 30 now, so I've got to wrap it up. Do you have a song this week?
I was just looking. I don't.
Madonna, Vogue.
Is that Madonna?
Yeah.
For some reason thought that was Kylie Minogue.
No. You thought that was Kylie. Mate, that's like one of the most famous songs.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. It comes on at the weddings all the time at work, and every time I've heard it so many times, but I rate it. Every time I listen to it, I like it more.
What Kylie Minogue song am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking of, mate, but that'll be my song of the week.
Nice.
That's personally, I think it's quite the track.
It is a good song.
It is a great song. Okay, that wraps us up. Unless you got anything.
No, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done here.
I got to go.
It's hot as shit in here, bro.
It's a bit warm. I need to go to uni as well. Places to be, people to see. My name's Alexander Russell.
My name's Cody.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.